From Studio A in the Martin Performing Arts Center, this is Wildcats Media News.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Wildcats Media News. I'm Steven Maxwell.
And for sports, I'm Karylon Thornton.
If you weren't already stressed enough about the end of this semester, well, it's already time to get ready for the next one. Registration for the spring semester begins next Monday, November 10th at 8 a.m. Online registration will open according to classification, with seniors on Monday, juniors on Tuesday, sophomores on Wednesday, and freshmen on Thursday. And January 6th will be the date to finalize those schedules. If you haven't done so already, set up a time to meet with your advisor to make sure you take the right classes to graduate on time. On Tuesday, the nation came out to the polls to participate in the November midterm elections. Wildcats Media's Mark Klein has more on how these races affect the central Louisiana area.
The midterm elections brought a large voter turnout. More than 50% of Louisiana's registered voters joined the likes of stars like rapper Lil Jon to turn out for what? Here in central Louisiana, the two congressional elections are being sent to a runoff, with the fight for Senate between Democratic incumbent Mary Landrieu.
This is the time for Bill Cassidy to stand up and talk about his own pitiful record.
And Republican Bill Cassidy.
Instead of a senator who supports Barack Obama 97% of the time, you are going to have a senator who supports you 100% of the time.
Also on the ballot for the December runoff is the Congressional District 5 race between Monroe Mayor Jamie Mayo and Republican Ralph Abraham.
I actually missed class to go vote.
Here at LC, students like Courtney Miller were proud to support their right to vote.
I feel like my person is going to do very well that I voted for. We're really going to see the person come out on top that, America chose.
And the faculty echo their statements.
Well, it's certainly important to vote because, as you can see in many of the elections, in fact, 2 of the Senate elections throughout the country are yet to be called. So those races are so close that clearly your vote does matter.
One thought here on campus is that major election days should be considered a school holiday.
They expect us to vote and fulfill our American duties, and we should have a day off to go do that.
However, unlike Tuesday's midterm elections, most Louisiana polls are only open on Saturdays. For Wildcats Media News, I'm Mark Klein.
The Louisiana runoff election is December 6th. Theater Louisiana College has opened the second show of its season with Twice a Slave. The play tells the story of Joseph Willis, the first Baptist preacher in Louisiana. Twice a Slave was adapted by our very own Dr. Pete Richardson from the book written by Sammy Tippett.
Twice a Slave is about my character's son, Joseph Willis, who goes to preach the gospel west of the Mississippi, and his journeys and all the different people that he meets as he makes his way towards Natchez and eventually to Louisiana.
The show runs this weekend and next weekend with performances at 7 p.m. on Thursday through Saturday and 2 p.m. on Sunday. Tickets are $5 for LC students. Students and faculty had a chance for some fall fun at the Great Pumpkin Party hosted by Residence Life. Miranda Quartemont has more.
Was the night before Halloween, and LC students turned out to the Alumni House in their most creative costumes. At least, we think they were students. Well, it's hard to tell, but at least some people didn't mind painting a picture to describe who they were dressed up as.
Oh, well, I'm Bob Ross, and I'm going to teach you how to paint some happy little trees.
Even professors came out to take a break from giving out grades to give out candy.
Yeah, the professors set up their cars. There's about 6 or 7 of them out here, and we're calling it trunk or treating.
Organizers of the Great Pumpkin Party say it's one of their favorite events.
It's so much fun because we have Frito pies, we have root beer floats, everybody's dressing up even if they don't have to, and we've got some pumpkin carving contests going on, and we're going to even have a pumpkin pie eating contest.
For Wildcats Media News, I'm Miranda Quartemont.
The Residence Live staff says they were excited about this year's turnout. Wrapping up the Halloween season, the LC English department captured the spirit of the season. The English department runs cafe night every month, but they put extra care into All Hallows Read with themed literature and decorations. Students channel some of their own emotions and struggles in order to write pieces for All Hallows Read, while others play on the emotions of already established characters.
Halloween Cafe Night, we call it All Hallows Read, is an annual celebration of horror stories and of scary literature. It's probably the most looked forward to cafe night of the entire year because it's our only real theme day, and we actually get to decorate the venue that we're in, and I feel like more love and work goes into this than any of the other cafe nights.
You can catch the last cafe night of the semester on November 18th at 5:30 in Granbury. It was a night of symphonic music in Gwynn. The Red River Wind Symphony performed Monday. The community band consists of members of the LC Concert Band as well as teachers and students from the Sinlaw area. It was a joint concert with the Twin City Band from Monroe. And that'll do it for this week's news. Coming up next is sports with Karylon Thornton. We'll be right back.
For Wildcats Media Sports, I'm Karylon Thornton. Soccer season has ended for both men's and women's soccer teams. With conference tournament dreams on the line this past weekend for both teams, neither were able to pull it out, losing to both Hardin-Simmons and Howard Payne. The Lady Cats finished the season with an overall record of 2-15, and the men finished at 6-9-4. The LC football team defeats Howard Payne 55-28.
After losing their first conference game to Mary Hardin-Baylor, the LC football team has put their foot on the gas pedal and has not let up. After defending their battle of the border claw against East Texas Baptist 52-49, the Cats came out and had one of their best games all season, beating Howard Payne 55-28.
We had a great week of practice as a team, and offense and defense and special teams. So, we were feeling good coming to this game.
The Cats pounded the Yellow Jackets behind the legs of freshman running back Delvin Seal, who has emerged as a force for the Cats in their last 2 games, and who also broke the record for most touchdowns in a game against Howard Payne with 6.
I stay humble, and I couldn't do it without my O-lineman. Every week in practice, I just get better and better.
Seal, came into his own last week. I told him after the game, if you'll stay humble and hungry, it's kind of like Easton from last year. The sky's the limit.
Not only did the offense play an almost flawless game, the White Shirt Pride defense did their part as well. The defense combined for a total of 6 interceptions, with senior linebacker Grayson Pilot leading the way with 2.
Eli was getting a lot of good pressure today and flushing him out of the pocket, so we just capitalized on some of his mistakes.
With only 2 games left on the schedule, the Cats will take the 12-hour bus ride to Sawyer Ross to face the Lobos. The Cats understand the importance of this game and know they have to continue to stay focused.
Not really looking forward to that bus ride, but like I said, next week's still a big game for us. Got to make sure we get the W.
The Cats will travel to Alpine, Texas to take on the Lobos of Sawyer Ross this Saturday at 1 p.m. The LC women's basketball team has gotten started on what they hope to be a successful year.
After going 16-11 last year, the team yearns for something bigger and better.
I feel really good. I feel like that we come in at practice. It's different than last year because we have 8 seniors out there, and we all want to win.
The Lady Cats were picked to finish 5th in the American Southwest Conference preseason polls, but the team is focusing on what they can control and using it as motivation.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a motivational thing. We'll pick 5th based upon the things that we did last year, but I think we're a totally different team. We just have to really go out there and show everybody what we have.
So of course it's motivation. We want to go in. They picked us 5th, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not looking to lose a game.
Playing with a new coach and a new system, the Lady Cats are adjusting and getting better.
Getting into a new system is tough enough. New system, new coach, and I think they've adjusted very, very well.
This style of play is going to be different. It's going to be a big adjustment, but I think it's going to help us in the long run.
The Lady Cat basketball program has always held high expectations, and this year is no different.
We're going to do great things, and that's one of our main goals, to do great things this year.
I expect for us to win this conference and then go to the NCAA tournament and be very competitive, because we have all the components. We have post players, we have guards, we have everything that we need, shooting guards, and it's just all of us putting it together and going for the win.
The Lady Cats will play their first game this season on the road at McNeese State, November 14 at 7 p.m. And that does it for sports, Maxwell.
So speaking of sports, you're a basketball player.
I am.
Starting, how you feeling?
Feeling really good. Things are looking up. We're hoping to. I'm extremely tired right now because of all the hard work we've been putting in. So hopefully, it works out for us and we get a ring.
So I've been hearing you getting up at like 5:45 in the morning and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that ain't nothing.
Oh,
used to do worse.
This right here is harder.
I get up at 6 every morning for this show.
What?
Exactly.
PM.
Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing. No.
He's talking about PM.
AM. Come on. All right, so that'll do it for this week's show. For more campus news and updates, you can check out wildcatsmedia.com. For Wildcats Media News, I'm Steven Maxwell.
And for sports, I'm Karylon Thornton.
We'll see you next week.